All right, welcome to the 11th podcast of the Mac and Riley podcast. We have had some crazy guests lately, Mac. This
Yeah,
last one was Reese, and we
I
had
know.
some,
I know that was a lot. That was a
yeah, there
lot.
was some
And I mean, we filmed that what, like a week, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
And
Yep.
I still find myself thinking about it and more questions that I have.
But yeah,
Random things.
when I got off, it was like, I'm pretty sure we talked about 10% of what he wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like, and I don't know if we were ready. Like, we got to do another episode with him because I mean, just the things that he had talked about up to I mean, where we started like, asking about like how people can breathe better. Um, I mean, that's something that I have been thinking about a lot. I mean, every day.
And I've been paying attention to it a lot more, and then I'm like, sometimes it's hard to even know if you're breathing shallow. Like I'll take a deep breath and I'm like, was that a full inhale?
Yep.
Did that happen to you?
Yep.
Like it
I'll
feels
notice
like
I've been
it is.
shallow. Like I'll be particularly because I'll go for walks after every one of my meals.
Hmm.
And while I'm walking, I'm a little bit full, right? Like I'm not super full, but I'm just like a tad uncomfortable. Like I just ate.
Yeah. You just ate. Yeah.
And I start paying attention to my breathing. I'm like, I'm breathing a little shallow. So through that whole walk, I'm taking deeper and deeper breaths. And I'm like, okay, this is different. And the fact
Mhm.
that me taking deeper breaths feels different, I'm like, okay, probably not breathing totally normal all the time. So I should start doing that.
Makes me wonder too, like, how do we breathe? This is gonna sound so like brain dead. How do we breathe coming out of the womb? Like, like a baby is born. How is their breathing status? Like, I wonder how deep that breathing is.
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, they're probably like, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they're crying their ass off. So
It probably is shallow because they're almost like, I don't want to say hyperventilating, but like kind of. Like, think if you're
kind of.
crying really heavy and you're like,
Yeah. First breaths of life. Maybe I've been breathing like a baby. So you tell me,
maybe we just never stop breathing like that.
quit breathing like a baby is what you're saying. But there was one morning, so we were doing the no caffeine for like
Hmm.
however long. And by the way,
Did
I
you,
drank I drank some this morning. Today's my 30 days, so I had some today.
what'd you
Don't
have? Just black
don't tell
coffee?
anyone. No, I had a pumpkin spice latte.
Oh,
I,
fun.
I just kicked it off. I was like half
Hot?
sweet,
Cold?
like one or two pumps of the pumpkin. No, no. What's the shit that they put on top? um,
Whipped cream?
Whipped cream, no whipped cream. It was wonderful. It's
It
fall
is.
time now.
It is fun.
But before that, it was like some of those mornings were kind of rough. And so, like getting out of bed a little bit slow. And there were a couple mornings that I actually just started taking some deep breaths,
Yeah,
like,
you said this. Yeah, you said
yeah,
that.
through my nose. And I wasn't tired. It was kind of weird because you know how Reese had mentioned if you've got someone, we're talking about nervous system and things like that. And if you got someone that's waking up and they're super anxious, like they need to breathe slower and calm themselves down. But if you got someone that's a little bit sluggish, like you
You need
have
to
them
throw them
kind of
in.
hyperventilate a little bit.
Hmm.
And I didn't hyperventilate, but I was just laying in bed and I was like, I'm going to take as many really deep nasal breaths as I can. And then I noticed I wasn't tired.
So if you're
It was
taking
weird.
deep nasal breaths, wouldn't that be slowing down?
I think so, or at least getting more oxygen in.
Right.
So,
Right.
like, yeah, more deeper breaths than I was
Which that would
taking.
make sense because we yawn when we don't have enough oxygen to our brain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Logically, that makes sense, just on like
yeah,
a common sense basis. If even if you didn't know anything that we talked about with him,
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that
exactly.
makes sense.
More oxygen, breathe through your nose. Probably every episode of these, I have a nose strip on because I'm just addicted to breathing better through my nose. But it makes a difference. Like, you can tell, you can think better. I don't know. And also,
No, I
you
agree.
know, like if you're stressed out or something, like we quite literally hold our breath.
Yeah.
If you're stressed about something, you start holding your breath.
I've also been thinking more so about like when I'm lifting, how I'm breathing.
Yeah,
Obviously, I'm already cognizant about it, but on a deeper level, as far as like how deep or shallow my breaths are.
yeah.
And
Or in
I'm wondering,
between sets, you can start taking like deep breaths
yeah,
or
I
like
think
nasal breaths.
about too, like, am I like breathing in a fight or flight way right now?
Probably.
while I'm training. Like
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Between sets, trying not to die. That's fight
Yeah,
or flight
like
for sure. And then like walking around, especially between like calf sets or something, I'll like walk around, but then I'll just start breathing a little bit more to try, because I'll do calves at the beginning of leg sessions
hmm
just to help get warmed up. And then between those, just like breathing, walking around, it's like part of the warm up process. I don't know. But then you get later into the session and you're like, yeah, I can't breathe. So
you're like, okay, forget being mindful about it. Let's just finish this out.
yeah,
That's kind
but
of where I go. By the end, I'm just like, it doesn't matter. Just
that is why I will add hit sessions, particularly in the off season. Like I'll run hit sessions throughout the whole off season up until like fatigue's too high in a prep, pretty much,
mhm.
because it helps with that. It helps you breathe better.
Like treadmill sprints, or like what do you do?
So
Assault
I'll
bike?
do like if someone doesn't have access to everything, I'll just have them do the assault bike.
hmm
You know that you can move your arms and your legs, because that's killer, man. A minute on that is killer. And I'll do 6 1 minute sets, so a minute on, minute off, minute on, minute off. But I will do an assault bike with a battle rope. And I only do the assault bike because you don't have a regular bike. Normally I would do like a bike and a rope. So I'm doing lower body hit 1 minute, 1 minute
Oh,
off,
and then you go like
upper
super
body hit one
up.
minute.
Okay,
Yeah. So
interesting.
kind of spread
I
it out.
never do. I never really do any hit. I really will just do like moderate intensity cardio.
Yeah, and that would be something I'd be curious about with you too, because pushing calories now I'd like to, we're going to talk about your prep here in a second too, like pushing calories during these last few months before your prep now, because prep starts next week for you.
Yeah.
I'd be curious, like if you do hit cardio, you have to eat more food. And it's like, could you have handled more?
True, true. I mean, at some points, I never really, okay, the only time where I felt like uninterested in food and like, ugh, was during the parasite stuff, which my
Mm,
food is higher than it was then. That was the
yeah,
only time. Even then, it wasn't like I was force feeding. It was just like not interested, more so.
yeah,
It was like
got
I
it.
had no, I wasn't full, I wasn't hungry. It was just like no connection at all. It was just kind of like my stomach's there. Like I don't feel full, I don't feel hungry. Terrible.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
so
Did
it's
you get
like
like that?
I was gonna say like could I eat more? Yeah. Could I eat less? Yeah. Like either way, it didn't really matter.
Cool. Okay. Were you able to handle the amount of food you had towards the end of the off season? Like, were you in a pretty good spot?
Yeah, it was fine. And my coach is really good about like he's not gonna push food up just to push food up. Like if you're hungry, duh, of course you're gonna
Yeah.
capitalize on
Yeah.
that depending on like how scales looking, measurements and stuff. But if like things are going well and you're still progressing and like you're like not rating hunger super high, he's not gonna just like be like, okay, well it's off season, let's increase food anyway.
Yeah.
He really likes to pay attention and like I'm sure you coach the same way because I know I do. I'm like, I'm not gonna increase food just because it's been 2 weeks since our last increase. It's time to increase. Like, okay, what is the body saying? What do we need to do? Because a lot of times it's nothing. Just like
Yeah.
leave it. And I
Yeah.
think too, a lot of coaches probably do that for client satisfaction as well, because especially more so if they're on the beginner side, they're like, we haven't changed anything in 5 weeks. And I'm like, we don't need to.
Yeah.
Like, if I needed to change something, I would. Like, I just had a client ask me this last week, like, am I losing too slow? And I was like, no, we're down like a pound each week. Like, that is great. But rest assured, if I needed to change something, I wouldn't just let you hang out here and be like, yeah, you're responding terrible. Let's just keep it.
Exactly. Well, that's like that's really important to know, especially if you're thinking about getting a coach. Like
hmm
without knowing it. And we can do a better job of explaining things and educating people and making sure they understand why we're doing what we're doing. You know, there's a balance with how much time we can spend explaining everything, right? But if there was one thing to say that I would give to people who are looking for a coach, it's that if you are asking for changes or you are imposing your own
Right.
opinion on those changes, you are sabotaging your program.
Yeah.
Because at some point they're just gonna say, okay, fine, we'll do this. Because they don't want to fight you. Like I've done it. I shouldn't, but there have been times where someone they fight hard enough, and I'm like, fine,
I've done
we'll
it
do
too.
that.
I've done that too. And for me, it typically comes from like, say if a client is like, I really want to go into a fat loss phase, I really want to cut, I really want to do this. I'm like, can capitalize on getting your food a lot higher. Like I don't really want to start you at a cut from 1700 calories. Could we? Yeah, but like we're gonna have to make a drop right away. Then you're probably gonna get adjusted to it quickly. We're gonna have to drop more and more and more and more. When we could really just spend this time building your food up and kind of waiting for that instant gratification, which I know sucks, especially if you're already coming in like, I want to lose body fat. And I'm like, well, your metabolic rate's already trashed. So we need to fix that first. But there does come a point where you're like, okay, like let's see what happens. And then most of the time they respond, and I'm sure it's the same for you, the way they think you think they're going to respond. Not to say that we're always right because we're not, but when you see that same pattern over and over, you can see it happening across many different people. So you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, let's see. You're like, oh, yep, this is what I thought would happen. And then they're like, I mean, they can respond one of two ways. Like, why is it still not working? Like, what's wrong with me? Or responding in like a, oh, you were right type thing. And I'm like, okay, we'll just kind of go from here. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. And you're like, you have a decision to make is how much time and energy are we going to push to try and convince you of what it's going to take to get more progress? Or are we just going to make some changes? You'll feel a little bit better and we send you on your way. Like you're going to lose some weight, but it's like, do you want to get in the best shape of your life?
right. Or do you
Or,
want to lose like 5 pounds or
or
lose
you
some?
want to lose a few pounds and feel
Because
better?
let's be real, like, okay, yeah, let's drop down 500 calories. They're like, the scale's down 2 pounds. I'm like, it's probably water and food. It's probably just gonna hang out there.
Every
So,
time, every time. And stress, like I've had people where during the week, they're stressed, they don't go to the bathroom a lot, things like that. And then the weekend hits, they have a cheat meal, they're relaxed, they go to the bathroom more. And during the week, they're like, my scale's not changing, it's not changing, it's not changing, and then it drops off.
it's
Like,
so funny that you say that because do you find that happens usually with men or with both men and women?
okay, to be honest with you, I see it happen more with men
Mm-hmm.
because typically with men, I'm able to track more data. So
Hmm.
it's more evident.
Really?
It's more common with me for women to not track as much because they get too fixated. They get
Hmm.
way too fixated on them, especially like clients that aren't super trained, right? Scale's not moving, but they're feeling better, their skin's looking better, clothes are fitting different, right? Like you're like you're building, like you probably haven't been in the gym for however long. So you're recomping, the scale's not changing, but then there's like that fixation on the scale. And more often than not, I'm just like, we're just not going to track it. Like, we're going to see how you look. And
For
so that's a
me,
good question because I actually have not had a female client where I can track so much data to see that close enough. Because that's commonly what happens with my cases.
my girls are good about that, but because I try to go at it with the approach of now, if somebody's really having an issue with the scale, I'm not going to be like, no, you need to weigh in daily. Like if it's
Yeah.
actually an issue, I'm
Yeah.
not going to force that upon them. But I try to
Yeah.
reframe it as like the more that you do it, the less emotionally attached you'll get to it, and you'll be able to view it as data like I do. Because I'm not looking at Sally's like weigh in. I'm like, oh, Sally's up 2 pounds today. Of course, she went off plan. Like I'm just like, okay, like it's up. We'll see what happens. It's just like it's literally a number. Like just how you would feel like not, well, I would say most people, they don't feel like positive or negative about the number two. Like it's just
Yeah.
a number.
Yeah.
Like kind
Yep.
of getting that way with the scale. But the reason why I ask about the like kind of like the stress relief over the weekends, the bowel movements and stuff, is I find with my clients is they tend to like with women specifically kind of be the opposite like weekends when they have meals out that's when digestion gets kind of wonky or like their scheduling is off like they're not
Ah, that's
waking up at the
interesting.
same time and they're like
Yeah.
I was backed up over the weekend like no bowel movements over the weekend fine during the week or like what have you.
That is interesting. Yeah. That is the opposite from what I
Yeah,
typically see. Yeah.
so
That's crazy.
that's I usually see way more like consistency, not from like a habits, but just like within like weigh-ins, data on like a Monday to Thursday versus like
Yeah.
Friday to Sunday.
That's
So
interesting.
that is interesting.
Plus, too, like, are they, they're having cheat meals. Um, are things changing in any way? Like, I don't know. It's hard to say because, like, a lot, if you are really fatigued and you have a cheat meal, weight can drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because you have increased metabolism. It's because you drop
Right.
cortisol. Drop
Right.
cortisol. You drop fatigue, and your body sheds water, and you drop some weight.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not that case, then eating off plan, you're going to see an increase in weight a little bit until it's off.
And the thing is, it's like, too, they're like, that meal made me gain 2 pounds. I'm like, no. I think people, okay, yes, it is pounds, but it doesn't equate fat.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
that's the most difficult part.
right.
That is the most difficult conversation to have is explaining that pounds don't equal fat.
Right. Especially to people who their main goal is fat loss. Like they could care less about gaining muscle. They could care less about that. They just want to
Yep.
lose body fat.
Yep.
That's like it. So
Yep.
seeing the scale go up or down is like their determinant of progress, period. End of story. And two, I'm sure you've seen this too, like scale is up, but they look way tighter
Yep.
all the time.
100%. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I honestly, not to say the scale doesn't matter, but like I'm not really worried about that because when we look at your photos, there's a clear difference here.
Yes, exactly. Like, and you could have that. I mean, you could make someone lose a ton of weight
Hmm.
and then them look like shit.
And honestly, I talk to Will about this all the time. Like with like Ozempic, all of these people are gonna lose a ton of weight and look exactly the same, but in a
Yep.
smaller body.
Yep. That's what happens.
They're
Yep.
they're gonna look their body's gonna look the same. It's just gonna be smaller.
Yep. Every time. Every time.
So and then they're probably like, okay, well I need to lose more, I guess. I'm still not like happy with where I am. And then that cycle just continues and continues. And then they're really small, but they're still holding, they're kind of like that skinny fat. They're still holding
Yep.
fat because they have no muscle.
100%. And it makes it like kind of going back to the fixating on body weight. That's something I see pretty common too is fixating on the progress photos
Hmm.
in cases like that, where it's like if you're just getting smaller, you look the same and you're like, I feel like I'm not changing. It's like, oh, but we're just getting smaller. Like you are changing. You're just getting, you just look smaller. Like in cases where like, let's drop as much fat as we can right off the bat or something. You start to look smaller. And then as you keep building up in the gym, then you start adding muscle, then you start changing. Then you start looking better because then the fat keeps coming off and your muscle starts to grow a little bit. And then you start looking a little bit different. Um,
And two, on the contrary, at least when they were carrying more body fat, their muscles were fuller. So now they're like
yes,
not
that's
eating
true.
any food. So
Yeah,
now they look like flat and like softer than how they looked when they had more body fat and weight
100%.
more. They have no like, they're just, that's the best word I can describe is like they look flat.
Yep. And that's if they were eating enough too. It's like
Right.
some of these
Right.
folks, like it's kind of crazy. We talked about this the other day, Mac. It's like some of the, and I guess I'll just be vulgar. You know what I mean? Like I don't know a nice way to say
It's
it.
fine at this point. They can just know what we're saying. I already know what you're going to say because I said this.
Yeah, yeah. You're like the fattest people I know eat the littlest amount. So it's crazy how we've been programmed. Is we think two things that scale weight equals body fat.
Hmm.
That's a difficult thing to break, and that food equals body fat.
Right.
But I am
I
yet to
feel
see
like this
someone who's overweight that eats too much food. Like, you know what I mean, on a daily basis. Like when they eat too much food, it's because they binged at the end of the night, ate as much food as they can, and then went right to bed. You know what I mean? Like,
the pattern that I see with people, especially who are like morbidly obese, is this is like not to say everyone who's morbidly obese does this. Like, don't get pedantic with it, but like
it's common.
patterns. Speaking of patterns, it's like okay, wake up, maybe like a sugary coffee, energy drink, something like that, maybe, or just like
Intermittent
coffee,
fasting, intermittent
something
fasting.
like no, not a breakfast, not like a well-rounded meal, probably not even like a granola bar, protein bar, probably just like nothing,
Yep.
maybe like a banana, maybe.
Yep.
Nothing, 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 nothing. End of the day, leaving work. Oh, let's go to Wendy's. Oh, let's go here. I haven't eaten all day. I haven't had any calories. Or even they go days and days and days with like hardly eating anything. Maybe just having like some snacks here and there, snacks here and there. And then let's say Friday, oh, they have a dinner with coworkers. And even then, like, I'm trying not, like, none of these people are going to listen to this podcast because these are just people I see like out in the world. But I was at sushi last weekend and it was a table of like three women and they all shared one sushi roll. I was like,
Mm, dang.
what? Like, and then I told Will, I was like, can you imagine if like we went out for sushi and I asked like, hey, do you want to share one roll? Like,
I wouldn't.
I
I
can't
wouldn't.
imagine that. But I think too, especially with women too, they're ingrained, and I think a lot of this goes to like grown women now growing up in like the 70s, 80s. That's when like the low fat, like calories in, calories out started to really be pushed too. Like more like 90 calorie snack pack, which is like fine. They're becoming more calorie conscious, all that. But I think somewhere in there it became like calories bad as well. Like you said, like
Yeah.
food equals fat, calories
Yep.
equals fat.
Yep. Fat
But
equals
on the
fat.
yeah. 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 Um, I think somewhere in there women just got programmed, and some men. I'm not taking them out of it either. I just talk with more women than men, and I'm curious too. When you talk to like pretty overweight men, do they tend to have the same eating pattern that I just described?
Yeah, I think that's pretty across the board. Like you just don't eat anything during the day. Find what you can for lunch and then, binge at night. It's pretty
Right.
common. But like kind of like what you were saying, with men it's just not as common to like think about calories and stuff. You're
Mm-hmm.
just like you just see eating as an inconvenience.
Right.
Whereas with women it's like
True. I
I
feel
think
like
I think it does tend to be it's an inconvenience for a lot of those people. But I think women tend to be a little bit more conscious about like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like what is this going to do to me?
And I do feel like there's a lot more like food fixation with women, I guess. So like thinking about like the foodie type people, like food bloggers, or like looking at recipes on your phone. I don't really see that with men. And not
Hmm.
to say that it's bad. I mean, I do that all the time. But
Yeah.
it's never
Prep.
like men, it's never really like men content creators. Except I will give male bodybuilders, they're definitely the ones posting like, "Oh, I can't wait to eat this post show" on their stories and stuff.
Dude.
But that's just like that's a totally different demographic.
When it's in prep, I follow every food page.
Yeah.
And then for the 2 months afterward, I'm like constantly have to unfollow a bunch
You're
of
like,
it.
I don't, I can totally.
Every single time. Every single time. You just like get fixated. But other than
It's so
that, yeah,
funny
no,
too because it's so funny because in like the bodybuilding world, when you are, I guess, like allowed. We all have free will. You can do anything you want at any time. When it's in your plan to have like pizza or a cookie or whatever, it's like at those times you're like, I don't really want it. Like I could, but like I could also be just as satisfied eating like a meal I made at home and probably feel better after. But then in prep, you're like, man, like that sounds really good. Your mouth starts getting all like tingly.
yep.
So
Yep.
weird.
Yep. That's crazy. Yeah, so I got a client that you know about that's going to compete here in a
Mhm.
month. He's 6 weeks out from the first Boise show and 11 weeks out from the second one.
I meant to text this to you too, though. I think that you guys grew into the show
But yeah,
for sure.
for sure. Yeah, he keeps growing. And what's crazy is we've been working together now for a year and a half. He's had like two cheat meals and two slip ups. And when I
Mm,
say a slip up, like he had a white claw. One time he had a slip up and he told me he had a white claw. The other time he had a couple drinks and like a couple cookies. And then
okay.
besides that, it was like cheat meals that we agreed on that he would do. And then afterward, he's just like, dude, it didn't do a lot for me. Like I would rather just give my all to this than mess around with
Do
cheat
you
meals. I just
have
don't need it.
do you have like have you been refeeding him during prep, or like does he have like high low days, or is he just on like
Yep. I
strict meal
keep it.
plan?
I keep it so consistent.
Hmm.
I keep it predictable. I keep it reliable. Like I look at body temps for refeed type things, but we're still in the, I'd say we're around the 10% body fat ish range right now.
And
So
body temps, you haven't seen any dips to body temps as far as like
exactly. Yeah. Cause I typically see if body fat gets like 7 to 8%, like
yeah.
you're starting to look real lean, but you're just not like show lean yet.
Hmm.
That's when things start to really change.
Hmm.
And so that's when I'll do the refeeds. But we just had the conversation like if you're going to do a refeed, it's going to add time, right? So we budgeted for that. I mean, we started 26 weeks out. He's 6 weeks out now. He'll be pretty close to that almost show ready around that first show, but he's not going to be quite ready. And then we're going to like
So
take
are
the
you
last few
planning on
steps.
are you gonna fully peak him for that first show or
No, we're just going to step on stage.
just roll in?
Yep. We're just going to roll in.
I mean, I was gonna ask, do you have a plan for when you guys do fully peak, or does it kind of depends on what he looks like then, right?
Yeah, it depends on what he looks like then. I mean, the biggest indicator is going to be how does he look on that first show,
Mm-hmm.
and how much do we need to do until the second show?
Mm-hmm.
So do we need to pull more off between those two shows, or how soon before that last show can we move into a maintenance? So I'd like him to be ready 2 weeks early.
And
Move
then
him
you
into
can kind
maintenance.
of feed him into that show.
Yeah, feed him in, and I'm just like after every single meal, photos.
Mm-hmm.
Every single meal, photos. Like when do you look best throughout the day? Okay, let's take those photos now. Let's increase some food. Take photos now. Increase some food. Put you at maintenance. See the photos now. Where do we look? Where do we look best? And then start like playing every 2 to 3 days with different carb amounts, whatever it is, wherever that best look is. Spend 2 weeks dial into that. Okay, this meal with this much food and this much water at this specific weight is what we need to do on stage. So just do that.
My sigh when you're talking, you're like, why? I was like, because I was thinking just coaches that only check in like once during peak week. I'm like, how? There's no way that you can plan for anything at all.
Yeah, the only way you could do that. I mean, look, the truth is, the more conditioned you are for a show, the less you have to peak.
Right.
The more people that fixate on peaking are usually those that are not ready. And
Exactly.
90% of the time, they make themselves look worse by trying to peak because they weren't ready.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, I need to carb up. I'm like, you're still fat.
Yes. And so, like, the more fat you have, the more water you're going to hold with those carbs.
Right.
So the worse you get. Like, if you see someone that's like, oh, I was a water buffalo on stage, it's like, you were fat.
You weren't in shape to get
You
on.
were not in shape. You were not a water buffalo. You're a fat buffalo. That's
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
if
you're
you're
holding
skinned
water
out
and
lean,
more fat.
yeah. If you're skinned out lean, then yeah, I think unless you do like pizza and burgers the night before, you're probably not going to ruin your look. Like,
So what are your thoughts on that? Like, say for your client, like you guys haven't had a burger in God knows how long. What are your thoughts on, oh, let's do burger Friday? What are your thoughts? That's what I think. I
no,
think
don't
if
do
you
it.
haven't eaten that, why are you going to throw it at them?
So if you, I mean, the
In my-
only argument I can make for that is if this is a client for whatever reason that has one cheat meal a week or one cheat meal every other week or something, for
Mhm,
I don't know why some people do it and they respond really well to that.
mhm.
Like let's say it's not a burger, let's say it's sushi or something. And just
Right.
like you just respond really well to that. Then depending on how they respond to that, you might consider doing that on peak.
No, I agree with that.
Maybe.
I totally agree with that.
Maybe.
But then and this is just I am very like, think through every piece of data. I'm like, okay, well, what if it's not the same sushi restaurant? What if
Exactly.
they use a different vinegar in their
Yes.
rice?
Yes.
Like little things like that, which is, of course, why people go to like Shake Shack or Five Guys or whatever, because it's pretty universal. But in my head, I'm like, okay, why are you going to give someone a burger and fry if they haven't had a gluten in 25 weeks?
And you have no idea what it's going to do to them.
Exactly.
That's the thing. You have no idea. You have no idea what it's going to do to them. So like when they say, I was always told, like, this was always a thing when I first started, like, wake up the day of the show. It's like Christmas morning, right? You wake up, you're dried out, you're skinned out lean. You had alcohol the night before, maybe some Five Guys, and you're
Hmm.
skinned out lean Christmas morning. This is like a shitty white buffalo. Is it white buffalo Christmas present where you have no idea what you're going to get? Like, it might be something good, but
Right.
you never get anything good on a white buffalo. Usually it's probably something shitty. It's just what level of shitty. That's your Christmas on peak week. So have fun with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, too, is like, well, because I feel like a lot of these coaches are like, well, especially for the bigger guys, like they need to pack a lot of calories in and blah, blah, blah. But you could easily match a Five Guys burger, get a fattier ground beef with a like pretty lower volume carb source, and you could easily match that.
If you really, really wanted to, if you really had to.
Right.
And if
So
you've
that
been
begs the
doing
question,
those.
like, do you need to even do that?
Yeah, why my approach is just don't do anything you haven't been doing. Unless you have time and are prepared to deal with the negative consequences of it not going how you think it will. Like, just don't do it. So, like, the only way I could make an argument for a coach that checks in once during peak week, the only way that could work is if it's like you are so lean, you're so ready, and they just don't peak at all.
Good point.
So if you're
Or
like,
maybe
if you looked on Saturday the week before and you're like, you look stage ready, don't change anything. Then the day of the show, you look again, you're like, okay, nothing bad happened. Step on
right,
stage.
right. And
That
I
would be
thought
like the only argument I can make
too.
for that.
Let's say if it's a pro or like an Olympian and they do shows all the time, you have a pretty, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and with them, so that's a whole other ball game. Because with them, they do peak in the sense of the word. Like they do manipulate a lot of different things. To it's kind of like I always compare it to like motorcycle racing or something. How they're like using different alloys for the hardware, or you're like changing stuff in the software for how the
Right.
you know what I mean. You really are fighting for like microseconds. They're kind of doing the same. Like they really are fighting for like micro adjustments
Yeah.
and between the different shows too. Is like, how did you compare on prejudging to the other guys? Now, based on that, what do we need to do for the final show? So, with peaking and with posing, if
Right.
anything.
I'm more so coming at it from the perspective of, okay, you've done 55 shows. We know how you respond for the most part to this meal, this amount of carbs, pulling water to here, pulling sodium to here.
But yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Well, and then it can like things can change too. That's one of the biggest enlightening things that I've come across now that we're doing functional health, more of the functional health and dealing with the gut is the gut's always changing.
Yeah, your microbiome responds to everything,
Yeah. So if you,
external and internal.
yeah,
It's
like if
honestly kind of scary, to be honest.
it is.
Like
So
that's actually kind of scary,
if that's true, then no peak can ever be the same.
right?
Like what happened during that prep? Were you stressed at all? What foods did you try? Are you doing the same foods? What about the quality and the sourcing of those foods? What about the preparation and storage of those foods? Like there's so many factors. Like things can change. Things can you can respond differently to different things. Um, so with those guys, yeah, with like the higher level, the bodybuilder, like the more attention to detail, the more peaking matters. But like at the local level, dude, just get lean. Just get really lean and then don't peak. Like just step on
Half the
stage.
people that show up there
What's that?
don't even look like they did anything.
Yeah. Like you just get lean enough. Don't worry about peaking. Don't worry about carbon up. If you're not lean enough, carbing up is only going to hurt. Like find a good amount of water, a good amount of sodium, the right volume of meals with the same food choices that you're going to do the whole week, and just keep it the same. Keep it consistent. Like the stupidest things I've ever done were like trying to manipulate sodium and water and have different foods the night before that I haven't had in months. I have always ruined my luck the night before. I have always ruined my luck the night before.
Means
What's that?
through what means? Like, what did you do?
Trying to manipulate sodium and change water and peak. Like I've had 5 guys before a show, woke up, didn't look that great. I've
Mm.
had everything the same the night before, and then I wake up and do like a Waffle House breakfast, like pancakes, syrup, and eggs or something. Didn't really do that much. And then, get to show day, it was always like rice cakes, honey, and almond butter. That was always the thing, right? Like rice
I
cakes, almond.
feel like it still kind of is.
It kind of is, but like I haven't had honey in months. I haven't had peanut butter in months. I haven't had rice cakes. I mean, rice cakes generally
Right.
the same as rice, but you still haven't had them. And then you start like pumping your body full of this stuff, and it's like it just doesn't do that great.
So
So
when you did the Waffle House, did you feel like you burned through it fast, or do you feel like it just didn't sit well?
yeah, I feel like it just didn't sit well, and I got a little watery.
Mm.
It's like I've always looked better in the days leading up to the show than on show day. Except well, and even the last one wasn't that great, but I kind of saved it. This last one, I'm like, well, I'm just going to carb up early,
Hmm.
and then I'll step on stage. And I wasn't super lean, right? I was natural, like hormones were tanked.
Yeah.
It had been an 8-week prep. Like I had not trained for 2 months prior, 2, 3 months prior. went straight into an 8 week prep, and then stepped on stage.
We were just like, let's try it.
Yeah, it just was like wasn't the great setup anyway. So I'm like, well, let's carb up early. Did that on like Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday it was just okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't do that the night before. Let's save. Let's try and save it. And it was just like I dropped carbs, I increased fats, I increased protein a little bit, and the difference between that morning, Friday morning, the day of the show, I could see a ton of water. No, this was yeah, the day before show, I could see a ton of water. I'm like, I'm
Like
I'm I'm
underneath your
bloated.
skin.
Yeah. And then by the end of the day, as I just removed carbs, increased fats, and increased protein, like the difference between night and waking up, as far as like the water I was holding, was insane. I couldn't believe the difference in like in the mirror. I was like, okay, well, I'm glad we saved it. Step on stage, looked okay or whatever, but I was like, don't do that again.
Did you ever do any like sauna or anything like that?
No. Well, before my teen nationals, that crazy one.
When you were with that one coach, yeah.
Yeah, and I was doing a ton of cardio, like trying to sweat out, but it just wasn't helping. That was about the worst that I did. I'd like try to do cardio way in, try to do cardio way in, try to do cardio. I think I was doing like 2 hours by the end of it, back and forth, and I dropped like 0.2 pounds. Like it didn't do anything. It was stupid.
And then you're like, I just feel like shit.
Yeah, I just didn't want to be there. But like sauna, I mean, I guess you could. I've never done it.
Yeah. Just curious.
So
Just curious. I'm really excited for your client though.
I'm really excited for your show too.
Oh, thanks. So I start prep. Well, my coach said this is when the fun happens on 12 weeks out.
So you're 12 weeks out next
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm 13. Then
Got it.
week it's 12. So I'm assuming I check in on Friday, so he'll probably give me my plan on Friday, and we'll see what that is. We'll
And
see.
start prep next week?
Yeah,
Or he's going to give you the plan for the beginning of prep and then a week later you start it.
I think he wants me to start when I get the plan, or like the next day or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Supposed to pull labs, which I'm waiting for my freaking email to book it. Supposed to get labs planning on Monday, just to see like if there's anything like, okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Shows off.
yeah.
It's out, but I think we'll be fine. So
That's going to be sick. Are you excited?
I am. I know it's gonna be, which makes me excited. I know it's gonna be a competitive show because it is a pro bikini show. So all of the girls are
Yeah.
gonna be going to be like, oh, I want to be in front of the pro judges, even at
Yeah.
the level. So
Yep.
I'm like, all right,
Yep.
we'll see. We'll see.
What is your body weight now at 13 weeks out versus what was it 13 weeks out last time?
My body, so it's weird. My body weight was definitely higher at 13 weeks out last time.
Mhm. Yeah,
I'm
you're lean right now. This is going to be a pretty easy prep for you guys.
right. So my last prep was like, we did like a pre-prep, like nothing crazy, just like dialing in, added some cardio for like a couple weeks. And I started, I think, I started prep at 26-ish weeks out, like you're going.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then I remember when I got to that 16-week point, I was like, I can't imagine starting prep from here. I would feel like I had no time. And then now I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm starting from 12 weeks. Like, that doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like very much time, but it's not 8, like you said. But like, yeah, like we kept me pretty lean, so it wouldn't make sense to start with that much runway.
Yeah. Yeah, you would over diet. I feel like with you,
And then
you did
then I would
15
come in
weeks.
just looking not good,
Yeah.
especially for bikini because like yeah, you need to be lean, but like you don't want to be hard.
Yep.
You don't want to be like grainy.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I feel like a lot of times when bikini girls do that, they just look very skinny
Yeah.
and just like not great.
Flat.
Flat and also just like stringy almost.
Yeah.
Like that's the best word that I can think of for
Yeah.
it.
I agree with that.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on how this show goes, whether we do another show, call it there. We'll see.
That'd be sick to do another one.
You know, I told you this, I thought about doing Arnold Amateur,
You should do that.
not banking on like, oh, I'm going to get my pro card at Arnold Amateur. That, I mean, yeah, that'd be cool, but we've talked about this before. I'm definitely not the type of person that's like pro card incoming, pro season, just because
Yeah.
I think that's really cringe. But
Road to IFBB Pro, fucking cringe.
two, like you don't decide that, and you have no idea who's going to show up.
Yeah.
So like,
It's way better to just have.
right, like just like, and then that makes me want to ask these people like, okay, what are you looking to get from getting this pro card? What's going to happen after that? Then you're just at the very bottom again. Then
And
you
you're
get your pro
spending a
card.
shit ton on shows.
Okay, yeah, you get your
Like
pro.
that is the pro card and those shows. They're expensive. Like like I think the pro. I can't remember what it is. Like it's very expensive. It's
It's
very expensive.
it's so funny because sometimes people who like don't really know about bodybuilding will be like, "Oh, like, are you gonna get paid?" And I'm like, "No,
No, you spend a lot of money.
I
You
am
spend a
paid.
lot. Yeah.
Maybe
You,
if I was like top 5 in the world, I'd get some kickback." But
but it would cover your weekend for the
yeah,
show.
even most
Like
people though, like especially for the women, like they most of their money is gonna be made off sponsorships and like stuff like that. Not, "Oh, I won this show." Like, okay, you got like 10K. which
yeah.
is which is great, but like that only goes so far, especially in this sport when you're buying drugs, food, suits, like travel,
Yeah.
coaches, like
Yeah.
the list just goes on and on and on. But anyways, I love when people ask me that, like, "Oh, are you getting paid?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, right.
And it's
Yeah,
like
right.
because I mean that's the way it goes for most sports. If you're like, "Yeah, I'm in the NFL," yeah, you're getting paid.
Yeah,
Well, once
you
again,
gotta be
not
like,
pro football, but
yeah, you gotta be one of the best. And I don't know, like the whole pro, like I can't really speak too much on it because I'm not a pro. But it seems like a lot of people, it's always like, and this was something Will said, like I want to be the most jacked dude in the world and then maybe compete. You know what I mean? Like, why not just do it? Because then what happens? Well, people just don't compete. Like I've had that conversation so many times. Like, dude, I want to be the best. If I'm gonna do it, I'm shooting for the Olympia.
and that's the thing is like
But then they never compete. But then they
you're
never compete. You
it's one
just
of those
don't compete.
things that you're never gonna feel ready. You're never gonna look in the mirror and be like, dang, I think I could prep. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think that
Yeah.
at all. Like I was like, okay, it's kind of like and not saying like you just start going to the gym, I'm gonna do a bodybuilding show. But like if you've been in this space and it's been teetering on your mind and like you're in a good spot to do it, yeah, at some point you need to just pull the trigger or else you're never gonna do it.
Yeah. Drop your ego. Just go do it. Just go do it with the mindset of I'm going to be the best I can be and have fun.
Right.
And then if you do well, like if you just mess around and do well, I mean that was my first show experience. And I'm happy this was like long enough ago that it wasn't super popular, right? Otherwise I would have got crushed.
Oh,
But it was like I was just doing it for the no like nobody I knew was doing it. I was just doing it for fun. Like I'm just gonna like jack around. Like, oh, people tell me I'm jacked. There's this bodybuilding thing. Let's just step on stage, have fun. And then I did pretty well, right? I was in the little magazine that I
yeah,
showed you
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, oh, this would be cool. I'm pretty good at this. Maybe I should keep doing it. Versus like, oh, I'm gonna win in my first show. If I don't win my first show, then it's not meant for me. It's like you're gonna sabotage yourself with that mindset, and you're gonna end up not competing. So like, where's that mindset coming from? Is it that are you doing it
Right.
for the wrong reasons? Right? If you don't
Right.
actually love it, and you're just like looking for cloud or whatever, like
Yeah. And
you're not
like
gonna last. You're not gonna
don't
last
get me
long.
wrong, this is a serious sport, but like as far as like the measures you have to go to in order to step on stage, but I think some people like get way too like and to me it's just cringy to be honest. Like I'm not going to step on stage unless I win. Like I'm just like okay,
That's fragile ego. That's a fragile
you
ass
can
ego.
look amazing and anybody could show up or like I don't know.
It's like
Like
saying I'm not gonna start
job's
a
not done
business.
until we win. Like you've already by the time you get to stage, the job should already be complete. You're just showcasing the job at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's
Yeah, to me, the analogy that came to my mind was like similar to saying I'm not gonna start a business unless I'm a millionaire.
And same thing goes for coach.
like, dude, like,
Like,
that's just,
oh, I need to lose.
like, do you
I
know how
want to
silly
work on
that
my
sounds?
diet a little bit before I hire a coach. I need to lose some weight before I hire a coach. I need to feel a little bit more confident before I hire a coach.
It's always, I need to do X before Y.
Yeah,
And so it's like,
right.
why, why do you set that limitation on yourself? Because the result is you're just not going to do it. So you have
Yeah,
two options: either just do it or don't do it. Like whatever you tell yourself in the process of either one is whatever, right?
hmm,
But you either did it or you didn't. And the mindset that, well, I'm not going to compete unless I'm super jacked, or like, you know what I mean? Or like, I'm not going to compete unless I'm going to be the best in the world. It's like, you're not going to be just because of what you just said. Because now you're not going to compete. You're never going to step on stage. You never feel good enough. And you're just going to watch everyone else compete. Like, that sucks, man.
right. And
Like,
my thing that I want to ask all these people, like genuinely, the ones that I want to just like sit down with that are like, I want to get my broke. I want to be like, okay, why? Like, is it the title? But like, what is going to come after that? Like, is anything going to change from you getting this piece of paper and something you can put next to your name? Like, realistically, you're still going to be you. You're probably still going to have your same insecurities, if not worse, because now you're thinking about going against professionals in the league.
yes.
And now you're okay. And the people who like barely scrape by with a pro card, I'm like, now you're really going to look like trash.
Yeah. And
So,
I think a lot of times too, it's because most people, like everybody wants to be a coach now, right?
yeah.
And so a lot of people, that's the solution is like, well, if I have IFBB Pro, then people are going to hire me. But the best coaches I know aren't IFBB pros. I also know the best coaches I know are not IFBB pros. And some of the worst coaches I ever heard of are IFBB pros.
Same. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything. And people are going to get smart to it. You know what I mean? Like they're going to know if you're a good coach or not. Like having an IFBB pro
Well,
next
like
to your name isn't going to.
with the prevalence of online coaching, like so many people have been burned by coaches. They have already got kind of like their ears open to like I'm a little bit iffy about this, which then we get the brunt of it because they're like, "Are you gonna burn me like this person?" And I'm like, "I promise. If I did not feel confident doing something, I'm not gonna do it."
Yeah. Unfortunately for us, it's usually I've been burned by doctors for 10 years. Can you please
Literally,
help? So
like
those
tell
IFBB Pro credential equals like doctor or
yeah,
something.
or like nobody can tell me what's wrong, and I look at their labs and I'm like, "What? It's right there.
Yes.
What do you mean?"
Yeah, it's crazy to think how, in a lot of these cases, how easy it is to turn around to be honest with you. Like
Right.
some of the cases are rough, right? Some of the stuff's rough.
Yeah, some people are way more complex
Some
than
people have been through it for a while, but some other
or it's just
people,
layered and layered and layered. Because once you have one health condition, especially when it's gut, like if your gut terrain's already like, nah, and say you get SIBO, and then like SIBO's not healed, and then it's nah, and then like it hosts more things to come. It just keeps getting so layered, and then you're open to like autoimmune and like, just so layered.
yeah, it can get real bad. Like there was one guy, do you know Farron Brown
I know
from the
his,
chats?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was talking. Remember, I think you tagged me in something
Huh?
when he was asking about cream of wheat, cream of rice, and whey.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah, so this was a case. Actually, came back from a trip, had have a virus of some sort, took antibiotics, felt a little bit better, and then relapsed afterwards. So
You're
like one
saying
of those.
Farron.
What's that?
Are you saying talking about yourself or Farron?
No, Farron. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So like that's common with a lot of these folks. Like something happens with the gut, go to the doctor, take an antibiotic, feel good for a week, and then relapse because like a week of an antibiotic isn't going to cure SIBO. It's just not. You know what I mean? So like,
I just got a GI map back, not mine, thank God, with C. diff. And this is for another coach, and she asked me to order the GI map, so I ordered it, and then it was forwarded back to me, whatever. And I was trying to explain to her what C. diff is, so I took a little screenshot from like the Google like info, whatever. And it's like SIBO, C. diff can be caused by antibiotics and is usually cured by antibiotics. And I'm like, wait, like what
yeah,
is going on?
yeah, you got to be careful because like it can do some damage, but depending on the varying levels of C. diff, right? How bad is it? If it doesn't kill all of it, and you don't like you go back to just doing what you were doing before, like it's probably going to come back again. It's probably going to
Yeah.
get worse.
Yeah.
Like those cases. I mean, like it takes, if you can handle, if you can handle an intense like gut blitz, you can clear it faster than not. But a lot of times it takes like 4 to 6 months to clear out a gut
Right.
protocol, and
Like,
you're not doing that with the doctor. You're not going
no.
like you're
And
not scheduling an appointment once a week for 6 months and having them like over like it's just not how it works.
yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying. Like antibiotics work. They clear you. They kill it. But then your terrain's in an even worse spot.
Yeah, you got to
You
repop
potentially
right.
host more C. diff or
Yeah,
anything else.
you got to make sure it kills it first, and then you got to repop right, and then you got to just not go back to doing what you were doing before, which a lot of people do. That's the problem is like why I don't like a lot of like the drugs or whatever like quick fixes there are, because then you just think, well, if I have a gut problem, I'm going to go take that, feel a little bit better, and then the cycle continues.
Yeah.
Right? You just be like, oh, anytime I get a gut problem, I'll go take this. I'll feel a little bit better in a minute, and then, you know, then you associate gut problems with a medication that doesn't work, and you keep doing that, and it's like, well, what does it sound like? It sounds
Something also that happens, which I don't think this maybe it would happen to the demographic that you work with. My girls with TikTok shop. Okay, I don't know. You've never been on TikTok like an extensive amount, but it's like these ads that are like people promoting things from TikTok shop, and it's like, I lost 5 inches off my stomach. Like, are you feeling bloated? You need to get this supplement, blah blah blah. And it's like a like random probiotic. Like, who knows actually what's in it? It could be just like herbs in like a capsule. Like, who knows? But like
dangerous.
sometimes I'll have clients be like, my digestion got like really weird. And I'm like, did anything change? Any new foods? And I'm like, well, I ordered this supplement from TikTok shop, and I'm like, take it out right now. Just take it out. Take it
Like,
out.
do you
Even if
know,
it is, let's say it is like a great quality probiotic. If you have overgrowth, that's not good either.
or sometimes it can make it worse. Like if a probiotic is lactic acid based and you have histamine issues, it actually makes it worse. Stuff like you know, in probiotics, you really should, if you're going to be good about it, like look at which specific strain you want to take for which specific purpose.
Right, and that's the thing too. Like each strain has a specific use.
Yeah, each strain has like we take sac boulardii. You know, what I mean that's like a yeast, but it you
Right.
know we take that for specific uses, in the
Fact
different
is
probiotics.
also like in and out quickly. Like you have to continue taking it for it to stick, if you will.
Yeah, yeah, and it's crazy to think about because I am like a larger part of my job than I would like to admit is keeping up with what supplements have good product in it and what don't.
Right.
Like
Right.
that's a big part. Like I'm constantly looking at like the different supplement brands, you know, I just won't mention any, but you know, the different ones. Like, okay, which ones are more effective? Which ones give us better results than others? Which ones do we know have a better probability that it's the real ingredient in it and not being fake, not have chances of being faked? You know what I mean? Like this is a big part of our job. Like there's a big chunk of like, you know, of our time and money that goes to navigating that. And that's something we do all the time. So then if you look at like your basic person who's buying shit off TikTok shop, that's literally on the other opposite end of the spectrum.
Right. And like they don't
You have zero idea what you're getting. It's probably something different because like whatever it is, like downer, depressant, whatever it is, they'll give you something that's different to make you feel like it's working. Same with uppers. Like they'll give you something that's not what's in the bottle, but that has a stimulatory effect. And it'll make you feel like whatever it is, it's working.
and like
Like
to
it's
play
dangerous.
devil's advocate too. Let's say it is that exact strain of probiotic. It is that. How is the quality control within that facility?
Well, if you're buying
Say they
probiotic, like
have great intentions, like great company, like what is actually going on in the manufacturing
yeah,
portion?
there's already very few probiotics that we know that aren't ruined by the time you get them.
Right.
Like we were just talking like VSL number 3. And if you can get that right.
And also if it can actually get from your stomach to your gut.
Yeah, so anything under 60 billion CFUs is not effective generally because it
Yeah.
has to make it all the way to your gut for one. If it is true 60 to 100 billion something, if it is true that, right? If it's not,
Yeah, if
then
that's actually what's yeah.
yeah, like there's just You have no idea what you're getting, and it can be a lot worse. Best case scenario, you're getting nothing. Best
Yeah,
case
that's the best
scenario,
scenario. You're
if,
just
if you
wasting
are
some
not,
money.
yeah, if you are not in tune and understand how the supplement industry works and have been working with the different companies, best case scenario from you, you get nothing.
That
Worst
actually
case
just
scenario,
happened.
you get shit that's not that, and then you have weird reactions like that. You're like, I don't know what it is. You will have zero idea what it is unless you test it yourself.
Right. Okay, last point for me, because my battery's at 4%. I didn't even realize that. Last point for me, this actually happened to one of my clients because I had her taking Chaseberry from New Ethics, like the droppers,
But yeah,
and
yeah.
she ordered it from New Ethics and then she re-upped ordering it on Amazon. So she knew what the real supplement tasted like, smelled like, felt.
Yeah, yeah.
The one from Amazon had a completely different taste, completely different smell, was just not the product. And I was
Were
like,
they
okay,
both new
it is
ethics?
it's literally confirmed.
Were they both new ethics?
Supposedly under New
Mm.
Ethics on
Yeah,
Amazon. Yeah.
yep, yep. So even then, where you order from, because we know that to be true. Like if you buy from Amazon, like people fake products on Amazon.
Yeah.
So that's like
It
that's
makes
real.
me sad
That's
too for
real.
the brand because like then let's say like somebody orders from New Ethics on Amazon. Like if I was New Ethics, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
I mean, there is, but how much time, energy, and money are you going to chase that down, or just tell people, dude, don't shop on Amazon?
I
But
feel
people
like
don't know
that's the
that.
easiest option, but then people are like, well, the shipping, like, blah. But I'm like, okay, if you're ordering something, you can wait a couple extra days to get the real thing. If you're
Wait a
actually
couple.
wanting,
Yeah, plan ahead. Wait a couple. Make sure you just order it a little bit earlier, or if you don't have some, wait a couple days and spend like, what's the difference? $40 on a supplement with a high probability it's not that. So a high probability that you're wasting $40, or $60 on a supplement that it's a high probability that it is that, and that high probability you're not wasting any money.
right? And then you can use Eminent and use our codes. So
Yeah, you can use Eminent, which Zenith, I'm excited for.
yeah, I'm like ready for. I'm like, where is the UPS guy?
Yeah, I ran out of sleep supplements. So I'm not going to order more because I'll probably just end up
Me
taking
neither.
Zenith
I'm not either. I
in
still have Old
perpetuity.
Navy, but other than that, I'm not really having anything else besides the L-theanine currently.
Over the counter supplement wise?
Yeah, because I'm
At
waiting for
all?
the Zenith.
Oh, sleep supplements.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I
Okay.
ran out, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm stoked for that.
yeah,
That's going to be, by the time anybody hears this, Zenith is the best sleep supplement out there. So
yeah.
we'll have a, uh, a comprehensive review very
We
soon.
will. Yeah, we'll have to do a full comprehensive review, like how we felt, how long it took to kick in, just everything.
Yeah. We'll know very sure. So cool. Well, this was fun. We took
That
some
was
time
fun.
to BS and talk about what's going on in the background, and we're cranking along, guys. This is episode 11. We're about halfway. We are halfway there to the 21 episode goal, and I'm
Yeah,
excited for that.
we're almost there. We're almost there.
Go. Okay. Well,
Awesome.
thank you guys for listening. Anyone that's still here,
Thanks.
and we look forward to the next one, guys. We'll see you.
See ya. Okay.